Today is 22/2/22, 22nd of February 2022. And I wasn't going to make this video. And the reason I wasn't is because for many persons who are watching, this will become potentially a detour, a distraction from their truth and their calling. And I see this a lot on YouTube. This date is special, something will happen. This energy will be special for you. What you need to know about this lunar cycle, this upcoming day. And of course it's very alluring and brings people back to the channel, no doubt. But for the vast majority of people listening, it's insignificant. And it's a promise of a false hope, in a sense, for many, that something special will come for them energetically at that time. And it doesn't. That said, to caveat this beginning of the video, still, despite awakening, you do acknowledge in that awakened state that dates do have different energies. They just do. But knowing those energies and them having any meaning in your life is dependent upon you not looking with the mind. And so this is why I'm reluctant to do the video, because everything I say here should be shown to you when you awaken. You shouldn't need to look in YouTube for it. You should awaken yourself and let God show you in your time as you are ready. But something compels me today. I do feel a new energy. And I want to say that for all we get into this non-dual awakened state, and a lot of people just spend a lot of time, which is beautiful, there trying to bring people back to it. Trying to alert people when they are falling into the separation of the person. But once you've spent a long time in that state of stillness, where the brain's very free and elastic and sensitive, new languages begin to appear. And for all you can say that consciousness, this material, is all interconnected. It's all one. It goes beyond there. And we know it does. Because we have to know, despite that realization for many, we have to know how to look after our body, how to be clean, how to use some technology, how to eat, etc. And so there are things you still need to know about the anchors of reality. And some persons just know a little bit more about the fabric of reality. Some of us know a lot about nutrition, others know somehow about the workings of consciousness. Now, is it our business to know? To try and do this in a positive light, as best I can. I'll give a negative example and then a positive. Back in 2011, I predicted with all my friends and family, I told them, I said, there's going to be a natural disaster on the 11th of March, and I don't know where. And I was very distraught by it. And I picked up on this because I'd been in a deep state of solitude, been alone in nature. I had been researching certain societies on the planet, and I had picked up on their numerological beliefs, and I saw a pattern forming. I didn't see it by looking with my mind. It arose in me, this awareness arose. And this pattern led me to believe there would be a natural disaster somehow on this day. And there was, the tsunami hit Japan, sadly, on the 11th of March 2011. And so I came away from that with an understanding that somehow there are, for all I don't have a full understanding, there are parties in this world who know about this, know about the energy of certain dates and the numbers involved in there, or the energetic placement of those dates in the cosmos. And later that year, I was having a lot of numerical guidance from the universe, which I'm going to incorporate this into the series of, you know, the series I'm building about awakening, and then once you've awakened, the tools within there, and getting into service and building from the awakened state, and all of that other side of it, which is beyond the initial non-dual teaching. On the 11th of November that year, 11/11/11 was the date, I felt I should fast, and I fasted 11 days, and for those who know, on the 11th day of my water fast at 11:11 AM, I had my first email accepting my email I'd sent during that fast to go to Tanzania. And I believed deeply that something special was happening, and indeed, of course, we see now it was a beautiful energetic foundation for a lot of love to be shared with a lot of beautiful children, and I'm forever grateful for that. So I've seen dates have significance of power in my own life, and I've also seen them in other persons' lives as well, and sometimes they're doing it and they're not actually aware of the date when they're doing it, but they are doing it. And the reason they are is that they are living from their heart and not their mind. So today I feel something, but God has put nothing special upon me, and so I feel there's a certain energy on today. I woke up with a different energy, and my wife also, but I feel nothing. That's what spurred me to make this video. God's not put anything on me. And so the interesting thing about all of that, for me, is that you may now feel, I'm going to go and type in my Google search or YouTube search, this date, what does it mean? But the one who asked you to type that is actually just an activity of your brain that you have lost control of. And this is a big pill to swallow. But you are trying to understand that the whole being can understand it, but it will understand it in its time, in direct experience. The being who does not let go of the mental image, the voice, and that seeker will only result in a continuance of living in an unawakened state, but now playing out the story of seeking awakening. So if you have a thought and it says, I'm going to go and check this, the reality is that part of you can't understand it. Now you can go and listen to another person and you can agree or disagree, but this is not truth. This is storing information that could be fallible. This is making a decision based upon very few variables when it's a YouTube video. And so this truth that I am speaking of, the problem is when you make a video like I am, is it might stimulate people into a detour, into a distraction. And so I'm kind of doing the video also to say, expect nothing from these dates, as well as knowing they have special energetic significance. But expect nothing if you don't walk into that day as a living sacrifice, as a vessel for the cosmos and the unconditioned love of God to work through. Unless you hand your body, your heart, your cells, your brain cells, unless you hand all of that, not that you can hand it even, because that infers that there's someone to give it, but just let go of pretending that you have control over that, and allow it to awaken into that. So that God receives your body as if it appeared in a puff of smoke right now, and it has never lived before. Imagine I appear right now in a puff of smoke, I've never lived before, and God takes that body with the empty brain, without any memories, etc. The presence, the love, the vitality of God is there in us. The Holy Spirit embodies us in that state. And this is where Jesus spoke of humility. It has to be empty. The pride has to be gone. The sense of self has to be gone for that deep experience in the mystic sense of union and that guidance that follows. And so from there, you would understand this anyway. But if you're one of the persons who is currently playing out the character that's going to search now online or the significance of this day, this is okay, but be aware that that search is merely the ego refraining from dying in a different format, albeit now truth-seeking format. It's no different to the person who is on the Netflix and entertainment format of ego going down. These things are okay in moderation, but if you think the truth is there, if you think there's a journey you're on and you're going to get to it from that, you are in grave error. And so I use this video to try and do two things there, I hope. To help people to know absolutely, once you are awakened to the original you, the dream-free state, and you're more sensitive and malleable and nature can communicate with you, the stars can align with you, and you don't miss that which it's telling you because you're not busy thinking or planning tomorrow or regretting yesterday. There, you would know this. There you would sense that energy of today is different. But if you still feel a need to understand it with the mind, your mind is trapping you from the truth, because the truth is only known when you let go of the mind and let your connection to the now become the Google search that you need. Let the connection to the now tell you, if you are to use that tool, what it is that you are using it for. What most do is they get onto something these days like dates and significance, and they type it in from the mind. And they see the video, then the algorithm takes over. Then a week later they're like, where am I? Where am I? What is going on? Is this true? Is that true? Is this true? And those are persons who should not do that, because if they're asking those questions and they're asking other people those questions, they need to return to self. Because self, with a brain free of the seeker, will know. Because the brain free of the seeker will be shown what it needs to be shown by God when it needs to be. And so yes, dates have significance. And I'm very sensitive to that. Go to the intelligence that beats your heart and let that show you. Not even let that show you. Let you and it become unified as you were before the brain and the mind separated you. So today has fresh energy. And it'll mean something to some of you. But if you don't feel it, your work now is not found on the computer. Your work now is inside you. God bless, guys.
Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. What you'll find when you look into your imagination. We'll begin with a spin, traveling in the world of my creation, living there. You will see what you truly wish to be. If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do it. Want to change the world, nothing to it. There is no life I know